Hello and welcome to a new video in my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Angely. If you already know me, welcome back and thank you for coming back to my video. Today we're going to talk about something, as you saw in the title, that I've been wanting to record for a long time because I feel like we need to go back to old YouTube ways, and I'm going to talk about what's on my phone and the phone settings that I have. So let's just jump right into it. So starting with my phone, currently, just a little bit of context, I have the iPhone 17. I upgraded from an iPhone 11. Yes, I've been using an iPhone 11. My older videos were recorded with an iPhone 11. You might not believe that, but it's true. Primarily in the hardware, they look pretty much similar and almost the same. But for me, I think the biggest upgrade were three main things, which you probably already heard about it. And if you haven't, first thing, the camera is fantastic because the back and the front camera both are 4K. So that's amazing for content creators. If you like doing just videos, sometimes I prefer recording looking at myself. Right now I have a DJI, but before, when I use my phone, I really wish my older phone had that, and I wouldn't even have changed it at all if it did, but it's fine. So the next thing that I love is the screen. So actually the speed, let me just show you as well. The screen is super smooth, the colors are very bright, and that's something that I actually like. And I know they made an upgrade, but obviously this is not a tech video. I'm not gonna go into specifics, but they changed the display in general and you can tell. And finally, something that I like is the actual software. There's been some huge improvements on the software. This phone runs like an iPad, literally. I have an iPad as well, and it's great. Definitely, if you want to upgrade, I think actually this was worth the hype. So let's talk about my phone settings now, because that's why you're here. So I'm going to share with you the things that I've been doing and how I set up my phone to, first, reduce screen time, second, boost productivity, and third, just be able to use my phone more efficiently, and in general, just avoid distractions. So the first thing that you're going to encounter, I'm going to be having a screen recording while I talk, is that you're going to see the first screen. You see the colors, they can look kind of different. When I did the screen recording, it was at night, so it's not the same moment, but it was a night mode at that time. But when you open it, you can see that I have the bubble mode. I think that's what it's called, or the transparent mode. And the reason why I put this mode in my phone overall, there's the different research in psychology, environmental psychology, and also research in chromotherapy has shown that brighter colors such as red, blue, which most of the apps have this color, they can actually cause your brain to increase dopamine and want you to use the phone so much, because it gives you that reward, that mechanism. That's a primal brain mechanism that we humans have, that we tend to get addicted and excited for new things. So think of it, I like to think about it like a candy store. So every time you see those bright colors, or you see the fast food companies colors, obviously that has an effect on your brain chemistry and wants you to go towards it, and you're attracted naturally and subconsciously. So that's why I decided to go with this mode, having everything in a grayscale, which research has shown that people that are exposed to this tend to use their phone less frequently. I'm going to attach some research papers here so you can actually get into some information about that, but I think by now you should know about this color psychology. That's the reason why you're gonna see that my colors look different. I obviously went for this backed by research, but after using it personally and implementing this on my phone, I can tell you that it actually works. My screen time has decreased significantly after I made this setting. So if you don't have it already, it looks aesthetic, but also it's really useful and helpful for you as well. Take a look into that if you haven't already. As we continue on my phone, on the first screen, in the lock screen, you're gonna be seeing right now that I have obviously the time, and I also have my little calendar, because I rely a lot on my calendar to try to be as productive as possible throughout my day, because I do a lot of things. And then next to it, you have the Bible app, because I've always had a relationship with God, but I've been trying to keep it present, and that's a way that I can just see the verse of the day right when I unlock my phone. Or sometimes you're having just a stressful day and you just click that and you might see something that actually might give you hope and help you. Once you unlock it, I also try to hide all the apps. It's not that I'm addicted to my phone, don't think of it that way. It's just that I feel like this gives me more calm, because obviously in today's society we are always in the computer, we're always on the internet, we're always connected. So having your phone set up in a way that it's very minimal and not as stimulating actually helps you feel more calm and use your phone towards the day, especially if you use your phone for work a lot like me. This settings really help. When you go to the first screen, as you're seeing right now, I have the verse of the day, and then I have my call app. I just have that there because most importantly, the first thing that I will need if I have an emergency is to call someone. So that's why that's there. And the Bible, because in the little widget that I have on my left screen, you cannot actually read the verse fully. So I have it there so I can just open the app directly. I have all my apps in the app library because again, I want to make it like an extra step for me to access the information on my phone. So if I want to look for Instagram, I don't have it right there that I open my phone and I click on it. No, I just have to go to the library app, and if it's in recent, well, I'll find it easy. But if not, I have to literally type Instagram to find it, and that's just like an extra step to avoid distractions. We've already been talking about the Bible so much. I have the Bible app, so let's talk about this app. I already give you context as to why I have it and why it's so important for me. I like to read motivational type of books, and the Bible is one of the best motivational type of books. If you're having a hard day, if you're struggling with something, there's always a word of wisdom in the words that are written in the Bible. So I just like to have that. Especially, it also helps me start my day more calm. Just literally open my eyes, I open my phone. The first thing that I see is the Bible app. I open it, and in the Bible app, I have the verse of the day, which changes obviously daily. And also they have a person that is talking about the devotional and giving further insight into that. And also they have a passage in which they do a reflection, and you have a moment to reflect. So it also serves me. I use it to be connected with God and also be connected with myself, because they have that moment of reflection. If you don't have the Bible app, I really encourage you to download it. Next app is an app that I love, which I recently found. So obviously we are in our ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, Comment, all of these AIs that are coming out. And also I've been doing a lot of work in the computer, and I've noticed that the dictation mode, because obviously typing can get crazy and stressful, I've noticed that the dictation mode in some apps, it's not really good. It's not Wispr Flow, which I present to you. This is an app that you can literally just dictate everything. You are gonna say, this is redundant, I already have Siri, or I already have the auto detection mode in most apps. But what's different from this is that actually the dictation mode, I will say, is one of the best that I've tried. Overall, I even used to rely on the ChatGPT's microphone just to record, and I used to copy and paste to other places from there because the ChatGPT microphone or dictation mode was really good. But this one is just perfect. It even adds punctuation, bullet points, organizes the information. It even restructures what you say. So if you input that information into an AI, the prompt can have a better semantics, and the AI is able to understand it. Also, it keeps saves everything that you have dictated ever. It keeps it tracked. So if you want to go back to something and you might have lost it, it's really good as well. And also, you can copy paste it in any app, and you can even have it on your phone and use it on messaging apps. So if you have to use your phone, if you have to send a lot of text messages, if you have to write a lot, work in healthcare, if you work in any type of thing during your daily tasks that you need to type a lot, I definitely recommend you try Wispr Flow. Not only that, but also I'll say that if you're prompting into an AI to give it a task, or you have something or a really big project that you want to prompt to an AI, instead of typing or relying on a really poor dictation app or dictation software, definitely try Wispr Flow. Next app that I have is Claude, and the reason why I have Claude on my phone, I mostly use Claude on my computer. I have it on my phone because I'm learning about Claude mode, and I know that you can actually use your phone like as a remote access point. Really, you can just go on your phone and it's like, Claude, please open this folder on my computer and download it and send me the file, or send me a screenshot. I'm a fan and I love Claude. I use it a lot, but I mostly use it on the co-work mode because I still need to learn about the coding mode, and I'm learning, and I will say Claude is great. I think Claude is the best AI that's on the market right now, and it's really worth every penny that it costs. Definitely recommend. I have a type of job that you don't need to use a complex task. You can just stick the $20 plan. But if you have complex work or you have a company, definitely is worth the investment, because Claude does things that are just mind-blowing. truthfully. So Claude. And also, if you want, I can also make a series about just learning how to use Claude for beginners. If you want to know how I do it and the things that I've learned, because I Claude right now. Another app that I have is called NotebookLM, and I'll say this is pretty helpful and it's mostly towards education, but you can also use it for so many other things. For example, you can create podcasts with this app, you can create flashcards, audio clips, summaries. There's so many things that you can create with NotebookLM that you'll be surprised. The other day, I'm doing a master's, so the other day I downloaded a book for my master's. I asked Claude to help me a little bit, and then I put it into NotebookLM, and it literally created a podcast out of the book, the material that I had to study for my master's. It created flashcards automatically. At times back in the day when I was in medical school, literally just like 6 years ago when I started, I had to do that manually for you to get your flashcards and everything. If you're studying, or not only if you're studying like you're a student, a medical student, whatever, or just doing a bachelor degree, if you're also just a professional and you want to keep with the most updated information about your field, you can just pull all of the information that you want NotebookLM to update that data or that section or that project you're working on daily. And it can actually create a podcast for you that gets updated daily based on the resources that you provide. Let's say, for example, you want to be updated on the most recent news about AI or the most recent news about cardiovascular treatment for hyperlipidemia, for example. You can just pull all of the journals, all of the guidelines, everything. You input it into NotebookLM, and it's daily gonna be updating and generating new information for you so you can hear it. It's just amazing, and it's an amazing tool for continuous learning or if you're still studying. So definitely give it a try. I still haven't used it fully to the potential that it has. I recently just used it for that few tests that I mentioned to you, but it is definitely great, and the podcasts are really good quality because obviously you're using the information and the sources that you rely on. So that's great. Another app that I downloaded recently, and also I want to make a separate video about it, is the Libby app. So probably you know about Libby if you're in the US. So Libby app is just a library. It helps you connect to your local library so you can have access to those books. And the reason why I have Libby is because I have a Kindle. Like you already know, I even have a video on my channel about my Kindle. Maybe I have to do an updated version including and talking about Libby. But pretty much you connect it to your local library, you go to your library card, and then you put the information into Libby and you have access to audiobooks, books, and you can just borrow it and they get automatically synced into your Kindle. So I'll say this is really useful. I have Kindle Unlimited, but still there are some books that you have to purchase even if you have Kindle Unlimited. Just love this. Literally last week was the first time that I was using this app, and I put a book on hold days ago and just became available, because that's the thing, that you have to loan books and they have expiration dates, and also you have to put it on hold if they're not available, and once they are available they send you a notification and then you accept and you start reading your book. So definitely, if you're into the reading world, definitely give Libby a try. And my next app is my favorite app, and it's been my organization app since I started medical school back in 2018. Google Calendar. That's the best calendar app, period. You're not gonna tell me otherwise because I've used them all. I'm always in the look for Google Calendar apps. If you have any recommendations that will change my opinion, send them my way because I'll definitely be trying it. But Google Calendar is my favorite app for organization. It's very simple, straightforward, and anybody can use it. It integrates perfectly with so many apps. The only downside that I would say as an iPad user is that you cannot actually write or draw there, but that's totally fine. Besides that, I love my Google Calendar app, and you should definitely use that as your organizational tool for the day. I'm gonna make a separate video how I set up my Google Calendar and my productivity recommendations. That's coming up as well, so stay tuned for that. Another app that I have, and this app is special, it's Duolingo, and the reason why it's included here is because of two reasons. Because actually it's always good to learn a new language. For me, I just speak Spanish and English, but I want to learn other languages. I downloaded Duolingo. I had the free version, but by accident I paid for the premium version, so now I'm forced to learn languages because I already paid for it and I couldn't cancel it. Obviously you already know about Duolingo, but I recommend you have a language learning app. Learning a new language will always be a good option because obviously you're expanding your knowledge, you're expanding on not only your personal knowledge but your cultural knowledge. And there's so many things that comes with learning a new language. Obviously your brain has to create new connections, your neurons have to connect and create new paths, because this is new and very different information that's coming into you. And I feel that's just very interesting. I'm currently learning Italian and also French, because I did a little bit of French in high school, well, in middle school I think it was, but I don't remember a lot. But I just want to say a few things, but I think it's working, and I definitely encourage you, just as a free time, as a hobby, just take 5 minutes a day and learn a new language, be a language buddy. The last app that we have in this section is the Stocks app. Why I'm highlighting the Stocks app? Yes, last year I invested in the stock market for the first time in my life. So that's when I started using the Stocks app. Obviously, this is an app that comes naturally with any iPhone. So it's not something that you actually have to download, but it's something that for all my life, because I've always had the type of Apple device, either an iPad or a phone. But my first Apple device was an iPad. So back then, I think it was 2012, I don't remember, they always had the podcast app, and I was like, what is the point of a podcast? Then I didn't understand until now that podcast became a thing. And then the Stocks app, I was like, why do you need the Stocks app? I was a child. I was 11 years old. Didn't understand. But now that I'm 25, I definitely understand why will you need to check the Stocks app. Personally, last year, saying I invested for the first time in the stock market. Obviously, if you're a girly that you're lost and you don't know how to do it, let me know if you want me to make you a video. Obviously, this is not going to be financial advice. It's just going to be my personal thoughts. But the main idea that you can take from this is that definitely now I use the Stocks app because I want to keep track and checking. I have better financial literacy now. So it's been helping me a lot using the Stocks app. I just check in the day like, let me see how my stocks are doing. Let me see what the stocks are performing. Obviously, I'm not a professional. I'm claiming that I have like the best financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just your friend and the internet that's just giving you her recommendations. But yes, definitely look into that. If you don't have enough information about investing, for guidance, do your own research. But I definitely recommend you to invest because it is worth it. And you can actually see the results pretty quick, I would say, in comparison to other methods. Obviously, this is not a financial video. So I wanted to make like a short disclaimer. I do have other apps that I like on my phone, but they didn't make it into the highlight section. I feel like right now, these are the apps that I'm definitely using. And that was everything that's on my phone. I hope they really like it. Let me know if you like this type of videos. Please remember, if you made it here, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also let me know what you think. Do you have any apps that you like? Do you have any things or any tips that you have for me? We'll see each other on the next video. Bye.